Welcome to Benefits and Limitations of Python. Today we'll talk about its libraries, how it's both extensible and embeddable, how it improves productivity, provides IoT opportunities, is simple and easy, and many more. Python has many important libraries like itertools, shutil, and sys. It has libraries for everything from manipulating the file system to sending emails and from debugging to multiprocessing and image manipulation, so you don't have to spend time on the trivial things. This lets you focus on what's important. Python lets you extend your code with some code in other languages like C++. And you can also embed Python code in your code in other languages like C++. This way you can give your code some scripting capabilities. And because your code is simple, it has many powerful libraries like shutil, pdb, and sys, and you need to write less code. It increases the productivity of the developer. And with platforms like Raspberry Pi, Python is a good choice for IoT as well. It is a microcomputer the size of a credit card, and it lets you build a lot of cool stuff like robots and cameras. Python is a simple language. It is ideal even for beginners, and it takes less code. If you wanted to swap two variables, Python would let you do it in one line of code, but Java would require 3 lines. So Python wins this battle. Python is very readable. It is easy for a beginner to look at some basic Python code and guess what it does. Python is concise. It needs very few lines of code comparatively. Its syntax also looks much like English. Because there are no curly braces, indentation is mandatory. This makes it even more readable. Python is also object-oriented and procedural. Data and functions can be encapsulated into one using classes. This lets us model the real world. Python is freely available and its source code is open to the public. It is a FLOSS software, free libre open source software. It is also portable. You could write a code on your Windows laptop and pick it up and run it on a Mac. There's no need to write it over and over. The Python interpreter takes input and delivers the output in an REPL fashion. Read, evaluate, print, loop. It executes statement by statement. So far we've discussed the benefits of Python, but it also has some limitations. Python is a high-level language and implements more abstractions to make it simple to the user. It is also an interpreted language. This means this often slows it down when it comes to execution and overhead. But we've already discussed that it's more productive and that leads to faster development. While Python is excellent in desktop and server platforms, it is weak in mobile computing. It also has no good secure sandbox. So while we do have Brighton, Python is rarely used for browsers. Python also has some design restrictions. It is dynamically typed. The programmer does not need to worry about providing the correct type information. It follows the principle of duck typing. If it looks like a duck, swims like a duck, and quacks like a duck, then it is probably a duck. But this has consequences. Testing is often longer because of the overhead involved, and runtime exceptions occur even when the code is syntactically correct. You could divide A by B and it would be okay. But that is until B becomes 0, and then your code breaks. Java is the one very commonly used for interacting with databases for applications. The database access layers of Python are underdeveloped compared to JDBC and ODBC. Two sides to every coin. Python is a powerful language and can open doors for you. What do you think?